All right, we are about to unpack a seriously powerful idea. It's all about how to completely reprogram your mind to get the results you actually want in life. And here's the secret. It isn't about working harder. It's about thinking differently.
Think about this for a second. I mean, really think about it. We have more information at our fingertips than any other generation in history, right? So why isn't everyone succeeding? It's because the problem, it's not a lack of knowledge. It's something way, way deeper. And this quote, man, it just nails it. The crucial point is this. Your success is not determined by what you know. It's all about how you think. Your mindset, think of it like the operating system for your life. And for a lot of us, it's running on some seriously outdated software. Okay, let's use an analogy. Imagine your mindset is like a pair of glasses. Now, if the lenses are covered in mud, fear, doubt, all those excuses, then everything you look at is going to seem muddy. You'll end up sabotaging great opportunities without even realizing why you're doing it. Okay, so where does all this faulty programming even come from, right? How did that filter get so dirty in the first place? Let's take a look at how this whole thing gets built from the ground up. Well, it turns out you've been programmed since the day you were born. I mean, literally, your mind started absorbing information, forming beliefs, basically writing lines of code for your brain. And it started with your parents, right? Their beliefs about money, about work, about the world, that became your initial programming. Then you went to school, which, let's be honest, often teaches you to follow rules more than to think creatively. And that just adds more lines to the code. And of course, your own experiences kick in. Especially your failures. Oh boy, those wrote some of the most powerful and limiting lines of code you have. And here's the real kicker. All of that unexamined code, it is running your life right now. It's dictating your reactions, your decisions, and your results. All of it on autopilot without you even having to think about it. But, and this is a big but, this is where you get to take back control. It all comes down to a fundamental choice between two completely different ways of thinking, two different mindsets. One is all about finding reasons for failure, and the other, it's about getting results. So this is the big difference right here. On one side, you've got the fixed mindset. This is the voice of reasons. It's the voice that says, my abilities are just set in stone. And on the other side, you've got the growth mindset, the voice of results. This is the one that believes, hey, anything can be learned, anything can be figured out. You can see it right there. One's a dead end, and the other is a wide open road. And this is maybe the most important thing to get. This has nothing to do with talent or luck. It's a decision. It is a choice that you get to make every single morning when you wake up. So which is it going to be? Are you going to find reasons? Or are you going to get results? Okay, so if it's a choice, how do we make that choice stick, right? How do we actually go about rewiring our own brains? Let's get super practical now and break down the entire process. First things first. You gotta understand that this isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a mechanical process. It's a lot like going to the gym, actually. You are systematically installing new thought patterns one day at a time through consistent practice. All right, here's the 5-step blueprint. Step 1 is awareness. You can't change what you don't notice, so you have to start catching that negative fixed mindset voice in the act. Okay, then step 2, replacement. When you catch that thought, you actively reframe it into something empowering. So I can't do this becomes I can't do this yet. Super important distinction. Number 3 is environment. You have to surround yourself with new standards. The people you talk to, the stuff you read and watch, it all has to support your new way of thinking. Next up, number 4, repetition. This is huge. This is where the actual science of neuroplasticity kicks in. By repeating a new thought over and over, you're literally strengthening the pathways in your brain, making that new response automatic over time. And finally, number 5, accountability. Tell someone what you're doing. Get them to hold you to it, to call you out when you slip back into old patterns. Now, this timeline here is so key because it helps manage your expectations. Look, real change does not happen overnight. After about 21 days, you'll really start to notice your thoughts. That's awareness. After about 90 days, you'll feel a real shift in your default thinking. And then, by about 6 months in, that new way of thinking, it starts to become your new identity. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it might be the most powerful one. It's called the be, do, have identity shift, and it completely flips the way most people think about their goals right on its head. Okay, so most people think like this. When I have the results I want, then I'll finally get to be the person I want to be. But this whole model says, nope, that's completely backward. You have to first become that person in your mind. You decide to be confident, disciplined, resourceful, whatever it is, right now, before you have any proof at all. And once you've decided who you are, your actions just naturally start to follow. You start asking, what does a confident person do? What does a successful person do? And then you just start doing those things, acting in line with that new identity. And then comes the final part, the results, what you have. They just become an inevitable byproduct of who you've become and what you do. So you don't chase success anymore. You attract it, because you are now the kind of person who creates it.
This quote just sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? We spend so much time focusing on the fruit, the results. But this is all about focusing on the root, your mindset, your identity. When you change the root, the fruit just takes care of itself. So let's just end on this thought. Your future isn't out there somewhere waiting for you to find it. It's inside you. It's not waiting for more talent. It's not waiting for a lucky break. It's just waiting for you to make a decision. A decision to believe differently, to think differently, to become someone new. So the only question left is, will you?